So today's topic is stating research problem. In the last class, we have learned what is research and how to conduct research. We got an overall idea about research. So in today's class, we will know how to state a research problem. In the last class, we have also seen that asking a good research question or understanding the research problem is one of the very initial stage of our research. So, moving forward in this class, we will start to know that how to define a research problem. So you might be asking, where do I begin? So before you can frame your research problem, you need to find a topic that might lead to one. In this course, you will be focusing on mostly urban planning topics. As a researcher, you can actually choose any topic of your choice, but in this particular course, you will be focusing on urban planning topics because that's your requirement. So start by listing as many interests as you have in urban planning and start using the internet. I would start with a Google Scholar. So Google Scholar is a great free resource to use any kind of research topic and also find the number of publications, books, and citation for the topic. So this is a very first resource I will be using. Then you might be finding that you are not getting access to all the papers or books on the Google Scholar page. So what you actually need to do here is to look up in the library. So in the library, you would be looking for ebooks, encyclopedia, hardcover books, and also you might, be able to get access to some peer-reviewed journal articles as well. Next, I will be talking to peers and experts who would be like teachers in different courses who you think has expertise in the area of your interest. And you would specifically focus on your interest here and try to know how to approach your research and how to define your research problem. Then, once you do enough research on the topic, you can name or start naming your topic and start to ask some indirect questions like answer, this is the topic, so what can I find out from this research? And you would try to see that, what is motivating you to ask this question? So what is it? What is it that is your biggest motivator that you are asking your question? And that would always keep you on track. And most importantly, that would help you, ask better questions, because if you are motivated on your research topic, you will always be asking the questions about why you are motivated, what you are trying to find out. Now I will be trying to, give you some stepwise idea to build some research problem and ask some initial research questions, but these are mostly a little fuzzy in the sense that these steps are not so concrete. You might have to, build something, go back, iterate. And so these are just some guidelines. So step one, for example, is to contextualize the problem. So to know, what do we already know on this topic? Where and when does the problem or the research problem I'm trying to state arise? Like, what's the time period, or how do I find that in the literature? At what point in the literature does this term start appearing, this problem start appearing? Who are affected by these problems, or by this problem, I mean? What attempt have already been done to solve their problem? So it's very important to know when the problem arose, how did the problem arise, who is affected by the problem, and how can we solve the problem. But in order to, ask a really good question, you need to know what has already been done to solve the problem, because you are not trying to reinvent the wheel here by solving a problem which has already been solved. You are trying to solve a new problem. So start asking the question that what attempts have been done to solve the problem, and find that out. So once you do that, you will know what has not been done and how you might be able to help. The step 2 would be, finding the relevance of the problem. Why does it matter, for example? So after asking the where, when, who does the problem affect question, you need to find out, like, why does it even matter to, solve this problem? It's very important to know that. Step 3 would be, doing a thorough literature review of the existing research. Like I already said, you need to know what problem, how is the problem already been addressed. And so in order to know that, you have to do a thorough literature review to start finding more sources on what has been done and how does it really matter, and who are my target audience, like who is going to be benefited from this research. Once you know all that, you can set the objective for your research. So what will you do to find out more? So for example, you will say the aim of the study is to look for, whether gentrification is really uplifting the economic development of neighborhoods, or is it actually disrupting some of the communities? Or if so, then how is it disrupting, or how is it causing development? So you can state that as aims and objectives. And once you do that, you can always go back and forth and narrow down your problem and research questions. So that's it for today. And then we will start to see what are the different sources of, data or literature, and how do we use the sources to construct the research problem even better and start answering the research questions. So for that, you need to start with the module 2, and looking forward to it.